Hello and welcome racing enthusiasts to another great show of Blinkers Off. And what a show we've got coming to you over the course of the half an hour. And stay with us, we've got plenty coming up with the Jockey Challenge. We've got interviews with Chris Waller's foreman about Foreteller and his runners tomorrow. As well, we catch up with Mick Price's foreman. And as well, we've got loads of giveaways, plenty to give away. We've got tickets for the Doomben 10,000, we've got tickets for Stradbroke Day, and as well, for our viewers in Melbourne, don't forget we've got Queen's birthday tickets to give away, as well the David Burke race day. So stay with us over the course of the show, where we've got plenty coming up, plenty of news and plenty of stories. And most of all, the news of the week, the Gay Waterhouse and the John Singleton story. What a story it is. We've had Rumble in the Jungle, we've had the Thriller in Manila, now we've got Rage in the Birdcage. What a great story it is, and we'll see what comes of it next Monday when Gay Waterhouse fronts the Stewards. And joining me is three-time Premiership winning Sydney jockey and Brisbane Premiership winning jockey, Larry Cassidy. Welcome, Larry.
Thanks, Jess. Great to be back this week. And how was your little holiday?
Well, it wasn't exactly a holiday, mate. I've come back with the bird flu. I feel horrible, yeah, but it was good. I went to the Cara and saw Camelot take out Victory there, and he looks to be back in form after colic surgery, and it'll be interesting to see whether he comes to Melbourne for the Melbourne Cup. Yeah, that would be fantastic if he did. Great horse, and it's great to see that he's come back in winning style. It is, and also joining us is a big-time footy coach and form analyst, Ben Perkins. Welcome, Ben.
Yes, Curly, Larry, and all the sports fans.
So, boys, let's get into it. We've got plenty coming up. We're going to review race 1 here, the Hidden Roses. Ben, it's a tricky race. It's very open, very competitive.
You are talking about race 5, aren't you?
I am race 5, Hidden Roses.
I've gone for number 4 here, Express Power, purely because it's got the Royal Descent form, and that was a really exciting horse that raced in Sydney. To me, that's the best form line by quite a long way here. Number 7, Waterford, was a big tip last week. I didn't like it from the draw, but I think with the sun on its back this week in Brisbane, it's been fantastic. I think the New Zealander will really thrive under these conditions.
Yeah, definitely.
I put a roughie in for 3rd, number 6, Fantasia. Like, it'll be 25-33 to 1. I just thought it might be a run-on chance at big odds. And I put number 1, Dear Demi, in. I don't like its gait.
It's funny.
It's also been going around a lot, and it's not really what you'd call on the up. So, but you still got to respect its class.
Absolutely. Oh, she's the Group 1 horse in the race. Larry, you haven't got a ride in the race?
No, I don't, Jess. But I actually galloped Express Power Tuesday morning on the course proper at Doomben, which was probably rated about a heavy 8. But we've had beautiful sunshine through the week, and tomorrow the track should be sort of in the dead range. Gee, she's a lovely filly, big strong filly, and the way she won it at the Gold Coast, she's just going to take a power of beating again, with of course my brother on board. Yeah, no, I think from gate 5, Express Power's the one to beat. Just looking at the form, I just can't see anything that can beat her. It just, Dear Demi's sort of beaten 10 lengths last start, but is the Group 1 horse in the race. There's not a lot of speed in the race. It's got box 5. It's going to jump from 5. It's got Jim Cassidy's riding in great form. It's got Chris Lee's last start winner. It's going to box seat. It's going to be on the pace, and I think it's a good each way bet. Empress Power. I just can't find anything that's going to beat her.
Well, there's a thing called luck.
Barrier 5, Jim Cassidy. How much luck do you want, Ben?
Mate, it's the races. It's the races. All of a sudden, can't get out. Oh no!
And Ben, I put the winning polish on it Tuesday morning. Doesn't need any more luck.
And I tipped it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get on board.
So we're on. We're going to tip Empress Power a good bet. Empress Power thinks each way. Number 12, Vaquera, a query. Muntz isn't on it. Michael Rodd's on it. Last start failure. There was a veterinary examination of the filly, unknown to anyone. But I think it could bounce back to form. 6, Gay Waterhouse. The conditioning will be strong. Number 5, Gondokoro from Pat Carey's stable. I don't know a lot about it. Ben, do you know much about it?
Yeah, Gondokoro it's called.
Yeah.
It's been running reasonable races without sort of setting the world on fire.
Yeah.
But he's a respectable trainer. He doesn't travel many horses up to Brisbane if he doesn't think they can win.
Yeah, it's one of those horses that has been running in Group 1, Group 2 races. So I've put it in there. Reece McLeod on board. And as well for your top 4, dear Demi, she is a class filly. Barrier 20, she's need to grow wings and fly to win from there, I'd say.
You know, I hope it doesn't win because I'm not going to be on it.
Yeah, and Larry, if you were going to have a ride, do you think Empress Power would be the one you'd like to be on?
Yeah, for sure. After the way she worked on Tuesday morning, you know, she's held her form and will be hard to beat, as you say, from a great draw.
Now you can follow us on Twitter at Horse Racing Queensland or BlinkersOff88. As well, go onto our website www.blinkersoff.com.au for all the selections and news and giveaways. Now during the Jockey Challenge, I caught up with Tegan Harrison and we did an interview. And now here is the interview with Tegan Harrison. Joining me on Blinkers Off is Tegan Harrison, and welcome to the show, Tegan.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
How did you find it out there on the go-karts?
A little bit different to the racetrack, but it was good fun. It was probably just getting the hang of it towards the end and it was all over.
You look like the competitive edge started to set in after a few laps.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I just started to get the hang of it and the feel for it, and then, like I said, the race is already over, but hopefully they do it again and I might come back better.
Well, no, we're going to definitely have it on for the summer season. Now, just for the viewers at home, you're leading Apprentice and second in the premiership to Michael Carl. What do you put the success down to?
Probably, you know, I've worked pretty hard to get the success that I'm having at the moment. A lot of support off good trainers in Brisbane and from the Gold Coast, and pretty much that's it. Without the support, then you can't be going any good. So just appreciate everyone who's putting me on and giving me a bit of a go.
Now, tell me, how did you get involved in the racing industry?
My mum was a jockey and they tried to push me into it early, but I didn't want to be a jockey at that time. Always loved horses and was into show riding, and then I went to university, went broke, started riding track work and thought this jockey thing looks all right, so had to go, and I gave my nursing away to do the jockey thing, and I'm really enjoying it, haven't looked back.
Well, it's nice you've got a second trade to fall back on.
Yeah, that's right. If anything goes amiss, I'll just go back into the nursing.
Now tell me, how do you maintain your weight?
I have no trouble with my weight. I'm naturally light, so I'm pretty lucky. But yeah, I know a lot of the others do it pretty tough, but I don't have to watch my weight at all. I'll eat breakfast on the way to the races and have lunch at the races. So
you're one lucky camper.
That's right.
So you can do Maccas at any time, eh?
Exactly.
Now, we're leading into the winter carnival. The rides might slow down a bit, obviously with interstate jockeys coming aboard. How's the winter carnival shaping up for yourself?
Well, until I got suspended there last week, it was looking all right. There was a few rides I was meant to ride this weekend coming that were going for bigger races in the carnival, but I had to ride them this weekend to then stick with them. So unfortunately, it's going to be a battle just to get back on those. There was only 3 rides, but still that was 3 winter carnival rides, and now I'm going to battle to get back on them because someone's going to fill in this week. But I think if I just, obviously my manager's Michael Carl's manager, so if I can just stick on the back of him, hopefully I can snag something and pick up a ride, and hopefully it can win. It'd be lovely.
A victory's always sweet. Well, Tegan, thanks for coming out to the challenge, and hopefully you can join us on the show in future.
Yeah, no, it was great fun. Thank you.
Thanks. Welcome back, and it was good catching up with Tegan and Larry out there on the go-karts. After 10 or 15 minutes, you really started to pick up the bit and get aggressive in that cart.
Yeah, I did for sure. It's the Shoemaker carts, they really are fast, and because you're so low to the ground, I think they go about 70 to 80 kilometres, and just an absolute fantastic day.
Well, stay with us later on in the show. Larry's time trial's coming up, so we'll just see exactly what he's made up of on that track. Now let's review race 6, the Fred Best Classic over 1350. Ben, Freddie Best, what have you come up with?
Number 6 here, Platinum Kingdom. Now this horse will be a really good price. I went through this race many times trying to work out who's going to get a good run.
What number?
Number 9.
Platinum Kingdom.
That's
Do you like it?
I think it's going to sit 5th or 6th in the run.
Who's the rider?
Riddell, New Zealander.
What does he ride like?
He's a winner.
Is
he
he?
rides Group 1 winners.
He rides very well.
Does he?
No, he's a star.
Is he from the North or South Island?
North.
Is he? Is that where the better racing is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I'll take your word on that.
Well,
Platinum
he's going to
Kingdom.
ride this horse very well. It's going to be a big odds, and I think it's going to give you a terrific sight in the run, and it loves a dead track. And if this weather continues the way it is, I think it's going to be a dead 4 or a dead 5, which is absolutely perfect for Platinum Kingdom. I put number 11 in, Boban. This horse, real crazy type. It's gone to the... Well, it has got form. It went from Friedman over to Waller, and it was a big run last start. I backed it. It nearly got there at Hawkesbury. It'll be race fit. It'll also sit, I think, really close to Platinum Kingdom in the run. They'll make their runs together. I put number 12, Lucky Hustler, in. This horse beat Sizzler last time in. It'll also be probably 15, 16 to 1. And I put number 1, Sizzling, in. I predict that this horse will definitely run 3rd or 4th, and then next start we get on it over 1,400 metres at Eagle Farm or a mile at Eagle Farm, one of those two.
What would you put his disappointing run down to last
It
start?
wasn't disappointing at all.
Well, I guess it wasn't, yeah.
No, it wasn't disappointing because it's not suited by the Gold Coast. It's not a horse that goes boom. But it does more than grind. It builds its grind.
How would you describe Sizzling?
Yeah, look, Jess, his run the other day wasn't too bad. He sort of he got back in the ruck, and he was actually in my way come to the turn. I was on Alanede, and I think if I had come out soon, I would have knocked him down, and probably wouldn't be riding today, tomorrow. So his run, and he sort of just kept wearing to the line. But as Ben says, he sort of builds on his run, then all of a sudden, over the right distance, he can explode over the last 100, 150 metres.
Just on note on Alanede, I was down the track where Alanede was working, and I caught up with Mick Price's stable foreman, Paddy. Here we are, we're talking about Alanede and Seamus. Joined by travelling foreman for Mick Price, Paddy, and welcome to the show, Paddy.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Now, mate, we've got a couple of lovely runners, well, Mick does, on the weekend in Seamus and Alanede. Alanede looked to have run an absolute bottle of a race with Larry on it last start. How's he going to fare up, you reckon, and how's he been doing during the week?
Yeah, well, he's travelled up here well from Sydney. Same with Seamus. They're both in with the chance, and well, can't fault them.
How's his work been during the week? How did he gallop on Tuesday?
Yeah, well, we galloped Alanede on the course proper, and as you know, it's been raining here. He went through the heavy track quite well. We didn't give him a hard gallop, just kept him held together. And Seamus galloped on the velvet here, which is good surface when it's had as much rain as we've had. But yeah, both going very good.
So if we were going to throw the house and the kitchen sink on, which one would you be throwing one on?
Well, 6 to 1, half a dozen the other, but I'd probably, depending on the track with Seamus, he's not very good on the heavy track. He ran in Sydney on a heavy track and didn't handle it. But the way the track is playing at the moment, I would probably have a crack on Alanede, yeah.
So Alanede, there we go. I'm going to throw the house, the kitchen sink, the dog and the missus on it. And Paddy, if it wins, it's going to be one cracker of an evening, mate.
Yeah, well, I'll have to catch up with you then, won't I?
There'll be something in the skyrocket for you, that's for sure.
Well, that's what the punters like to hear.
Well, as you saw there, there's no need to tell you what I'm going to back. I'm on Alanede and I'm on it all the way. Now this race is very, it's quite a confusing sort of race. If you look at Academus, he was beaten by Seamus. You look at Seamus, he was behind Limes. You look at Sizzling, he was behind Academus. Alanede, he's come up here, he is on the improve. He's drawn 12. Larry, what are you going to do about barrier 12?
Look, Jess, if the emergencies all come out, he'll come into 8. So 8 or 16 is not too bad. He is a big, strong horse, and I'm just going to need to get in and get a little bit of cover just wherever I am, whether I'm 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. But I'm confident we'll get in, and if I get the right run, he's going to be awfully hard to beat, I'd say. Yeah,
no, this race is going to come down to a lot of luck, and the best rider will take out the race, or the horse with the best amount of luck. So I've got Alanede on it. Like I said, I'm putting the house, the boat, the car, the dog, everything on it. It's all in, all push, all Alanede, barrier 9. Now, as well, we caught up during, again, while I was down there, we caught up with the foreman of Chris Wallace stable, and we spoke about Foreteller and Dan Lee.
You're up here with a number of horses with Chris.
one of them running on the weekend is Foreteller. How's he coming along during the week?
He's been coming through his run very nicely. Last week, after his start here, we took them to the beach, just try to freshen them up, and he's really just taken everything in his stride since then, and happy with the way he's coming into this run.
How's he adapting to the Queensland weather?
Oh, he's just thriving. It's definitely better than Sydney, from what I hear. So we're definitely going to use it to our advantage. And yeah, he's a happy fella at the moment. So we're hoping that he'll just put his best foot forward come Saturday.
And we're looking at working as Dan Lee. How's his chances?
Dropping him back to the mile. We've got the blinkers on. He had them on last start as well. He's really working well in them. And I'm happy with the way he's coming along. He's one of our old war horses, always tries his best, and you can never really fault him.
So tell me, what difference has the blinkers made?
It's really just sharpened him up, it's forced him to travel, made him concentrate, and when they need to really turn it on and sprint, his mind is on the game immediately. He doesn't still need to look for encouragement anywhere else.
If you're going to steer the viewers into one, which one would you be choosing?
I'm very happy with the way Foreteller is coming along. Obviously, we're hoping for a good draw, and I would say he'd be in with a fighting chance.
Well, Joanne, thanks for joining us, and maybe this might just get to South Africa.
Let's hope so.
Foreteller there looks in great shape, and so does Dan Lee. Ben, looking at the Doomben Cup, we're going to preview it. What do you like here?
Well, I've boxed up 4 horses. I've gone logically with number 4, Foreteller. I'm a big fan of Waller. This horse has been kind to me. Number 9, Lights of Heaven, absolutely loves being in Queensland. It's in great form. Now, a question I'm going to ask you here is, I put number 8 in here, Beaten Up. I thought it was a pretty good run. Came up on the inside last time, just missed. Who is the most logical jockey to make this one of the best omen tips you've ever seen at the races? Who should ride Beaten Up?
Singleton.
Oh, you're so close. A. Robinson.
Or Joey Johns.
No, A. Robinson, because Gay Waterhouse described him as a beaten up jockey.
Well, there you have it.
Now, the 4th horse here, I've got a roughie here. It's 33 to 1. It's number 13 here, Pimms Time. You Americans who follow Raymond Chandler might equate it with having a gimlet. But this horse has got very good form on slow tracks especially. My computer spat it out at 14 to 1, and the bookies have got 33 to 1. So I'm going to box up 4, 9, 8 and 13.
Now, Larry, you're riding Ginga Dude. He looks like he just might be slightly outclassed.
Yeah, look, he didn't get beat that far at the Gold Coast. He's only sort of beat three and a bit lengths. So, but he'd probably still have to lift to his old form to be competitive in this.
You know, it's a bit of a tricky race, this one. I was down at the track and I saw Lamasseri trial or gallop, and he galloped very well from the David Van Dyke stable. Bit of history about David Van Dyke. His previous name was David Hayes, and because he got confused with the Melbourne trainer David Hayes, he changed his name to his mother's maiden name, Van Dyke, hence his name, David Van Dyke. So.
No, David Hayes is from Adelaide, South Australia, went to St Peter's College, one of the most beautiful schools you've ever seen. If you're in Adelaide, go in and have a look. It's off the Credible Terrace sort of way. Down at Hackney, it's sensational. Beautiful school.
And if you're ever down in Adelaide, get to Robe. So I'm tipping Lamasseri from 13 Pimms Time, 9 Lights of Heaven and 4 Foreteller. Now, we're going to go to a break, but straight after the break, we're going to see Larry Cassidy in the go-karts and see what he's got to offer in the Jockey Challenge.
He says, go on the favourite.
Welcome back, and now remember, visit www.blinkersoff.com.au to win 2 tickets to Doomben 10,000 Cup Stake. Free to give away, free to win. Get in. It's all good. Giveaways. Now, Ben, sporting bets of the week. What's your best?
Well, I think it's going to be Geelong to beat Collingwood by more than 15.5 points. I think No Heath Shaw is a huge out for Collingwood, and Geelong are the most intelligent team I have ever seen play Australian rules football.
Well, I'm not even going to go there. Collingwood to win by 10 goals. The best bet of the year. Now, we're going to get into the Jockey Challenge. And here Larry Cassidy's going to zip around the track in the time trial and just see what he's got. Here is Larry Cassidy in the Jockey Challenge.
Hey, I heard you were a wild one. Ooh, if I took you home and be a home run, show me how you do. I wanna shut down the club with you. Hey, I heard you like the wild ones, wild ones, wild ones.
Larry, you're taking the lead in the leaderboard there in the time trial. How'd you fare up, do you think?
Yeah, I think the last corner got me. I was just going too fast into it and sort of slid around a little bit, which slowed me down. But look, the real race is down the track, so it's no good. It's no good running your best in a barrier trial.
Larry Dick Johnson, eh? Cassidy. Ben, just back to the sport. Addy, what's the issues going on with the Melbourne Footy Club?
The Melbourne, well, the Lady Boys, Mark Neild and the Lady Boys. My pick of it is that Mark Neild is a bit like a man who's been sort of tossed out into the ocean. The ocean is angry. He tries to pick a splinter out of his bum, and he thinks that splinter is going to be a life raft. He's gone. He's down at the bottom of the ocean. It's all over for Mark Neild. They should get Mark Williams in there. Mark Williams.
He doesn't want to take the job.
Yes, he does.
No. Well, Voss would have to be on the list next too. Anyway, race 8, the BRC Sprint over 1350. What have you come up with here, Ben?
I'm devastated here. I had a certainty in this race, I thought, and it was called Fontalina. I even rang up Anthony Cummings and told him to race it up here in the last race, and they said no, they're racing it at Scone. So I'm sort of left with number 3, Famous Seamus. It was good to its last start, so it'll get a good run again. It's well drawn. Number 11, Belltone, goes pretty well second up. Kelso Wood, one of the best trainers in Australia, no question. Number 6, See the World, race fit, well drawn. And number 4, River Lad, it also gets a really nice run from gate 4. So I've gone 3, 11, 6 and 4.
Larry, you're right, and smoking Joey, and he's coming from barrier 11. How do you think he'll fare up?
Yeah, look, he only got beat 4.5 lengths to All Too Hard last start, and you'd think All Too Hard would beat this lot by more than 4.5 lengths. So even though he ran last in that race, I think he's got a definite chance.
You know, he's got to be a chance for sure. He meets Ready to Rip again, and smoking Joey, great name. I like number 6 here, See the Well from the Joe Pride stable. Nicholas Hall in the saddle. I see this horse getting a good run in transit. It's going to pop out. He's going to like the dead surface. He's going to get out, get running, and he'll get home. I think this horse is the one to beat. 16, Fire Up Fifi. Like I mentioned, Ryan Wingers has got an affiliation with this horse. It's drawn well, loves the track, loves the distance. It's going to be very competitive. It's going to be thereabouts. As well, I like number, I think it's 14 I put in, Listen Son. But I do think 6, See the World, is a great each-way bet. Now, Ben, best bet of the day.
Best bet of the day.
How about Melbourne Demons?
To die. Well, the best bet of the day, well, I reckon a horse in Melbourne called That's the One.
Yep.
I think this horse is absolutely ready to win. It's the one I'm going for, number 5 in race 7.
And Larry, the best pick of your rides for the day?
Probably Alanede, I would say.
Absolutely. I think Alanede is a great each-way bet as well with the last one, See the Well. Now that brings us to an end of Blinkers Off. I hope we find you plenty of winners. I'm sure you have. And I'm sure you'll be back next week to tune in for more. Now remember the question of the week. For those tickets, visit www.blinkersoff.com.au for your chance to win the tickets with the question of the week. Who won last year's Doomben Cup? And that's about all we have for you for now. So join us next week, same place, same time. Bye for now.